Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. I'm Kirsten Langston, author and intuitive. It is a lovely, beautiful Friday morning here, and I have your new moon solar eclipse in Cancer cards. So let's sip some tea. This is one of those I'm filming in my jammies. So I'm not on camera videos. Because it's in the morning and I'm feeling very lazy, and it's Friday, and who wants to get dressed on a Friday or any other day, quite frankly. All right, so we have a new moon solar eclipse in Cancer on June 21st. This eclipse is at 0 degrees of Cancer. Now that means if you have personal planets from 25 to 30 degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, and or degrees from 0 to 5 of Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, then this eclipse will affect you more than it affects other people. So here's the deal. This is the last in a series of eclipses that we've been having for friggin' ever. I think the first one started in late 2018, but pretty much all of 2019 we've been doing Cancer Capricorn eclipses. They trade off, one is a full moon lunar, then another one will be, new moon solar, and they just kind of go back and forth, and they affect certain parts of our lives and parts of our charts. And then they disappear, and then we go on to new eclipse axes. So our next one, as I'm sure you know, because I've been talking about it, is Sagittarius Gemini. But we've got to wrap up Cancer and Capricorn. So this is our last one in Cancer. And then our very last one for the entire series is on July 5th, and that's in Capricorn. That's a full moon lunar. So we are really wrapping stuff up between now and July. So let's get into some general cards here and see what we can see. And then I will be doing an extended reading, probably by sign, for patrons. That'll be a patron exclusive. So if you want to check that out, it's going to be at the $2 tier. Typically, by the way, new moon solar eclipses tend to be really, really nice. They're way more fluffy. They're way more fluffy. They're way more happy than a full moon lunar. Full moon lunar eclipses can be kind of heavy, gnarly. We're dealing with a full moon. Moon is emotions. It's full. We're full of emotion. It can be angsty. Typically, those eclipses take stuff away from us, and if we're really attached to it, then it's a bitch. But they always bring us something that we need to replace whatever's taken away. Solar eclipses, it's like at the very least you're going to get really nice vibes. At the very most, you're going to get a nice present, something that you didn't see coming, something really lovely that you're like, oh, this is a surprise. And it could be life-altering, and it could be a little bit more subtle. But yeah, solar eclipses are better. Let's pass judgment on this. Solar eclipses are better. They are easier to handle. At the very least, we can say that. So let's see what in general energies we're going to be dealing with this solar eclipse. And of course, you're going to get a reading on the Capricorn eclipse in July. I wouldn't leave you hanging. So let's see our general vibes here. Yeah, we got the Star card, Ten of Pentacles, very nice already, very nice, pretty. So let's see what else we've got. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so strong elements of fate here. Very strong elements of fate. I think for a lot of us, this is going to be hitting our, oh, interesting. Okay, I think for a lot of us, it's going to be hitting our money. I think it's going to be hitting our security. I say that because we have the 10 of Pentacles over here. There he is. And because we have the 9 of Pentacles at the root of the reading as well. Hello. For me, oh, and the 4 of Pentacles over here. So for me, because we've got the 9 at the root and we've got the Wheel of Fortune at the sky of the reading, it's telling me, okay, yeah, partially we're dealing with money, we're dealing with security, we're dealing with how we feel safe. We're also going to be dealing with our relationships. Yay! Or maybe not. Or maybe we don't want to deal with that. We also have the Hermit at the root of the reading. So the wisdom coming from the Hermit, it's like the sun is shining light on something, and you can see that in the Hermit card. You can see he's got that light there. It's like a little mini sun in his lantern. So the sun is coming in with this eclipse, and it's shining light on something. It's giving us information. It's giving us something that we need. Could have to do with money, could have to do with relationships, could have to do with neither. It could just be like, oh wow, I just, flash of insight, hello. So that's something to be on the lookout for. Big time. It's dealing with the security, it's dealing with the personal, so you as an individual, and then over here it's dealing with relationships. So it's dealing with all of these things. You're gonna have, some people are gonna get hit on all three sides. So it's gonna be like, oh yeah, there we go, increase in income, or I got my job back. Oh, the Hermit, okay, I have some personal insights about myself. Oh, this certain relationship is turning a corner, you know what I mean? And some people might just have one of these. But that's pretty much the areas we're gonna be looking at. Now, sip of tea. We're looking at fate. So we have the cards of fate and karma here. We have that here, we have that here, and we have that here. So when we see these cards, and we're not reading the devil in a quote-unquote negative way, he's a card of karma. That's part of what these chains represent. And the Wheel of Fortune is a card of fate, and the Tower is a card of fate. The Tower and the Wheel, let's remove the devil out of there. The Tower and the Wheel are saying, listen, you don't have a choice. Like, you're going to do it our way. This is the universe coming in and saying, we're going to do it my way now. Because we're dealing with a solar eclipse, I don't think it's going to be very difficult, even though we have the Tower here. I think what the Tower is more representing is saying sudden change, sudden change for the better, I think, because we're dealing with a solar eclipse. And these cards here are really, really nice. These cards here are really, really nice. I'm going to explain our two swords here, so don't worry about that. P.S. I do teach a tarot class. You can find it on my web store, thirdeyechampagne.com, or you can buy it piecemeal on Vimeo. And all of that information is on my website, kirstenlason.rocks. So if you want to check it out, if you want to learn tarot, it's a really thorough class. It's like really, really thorough. It's basically a full semester of tarot. I'm trying to get class number 2, the next level, the next evolution of the tarot class getting going here, but we have a million planets retrograde, so it's going to be taking me a while, but I'm hoping to get it out by the end of the year. So pretty excited about that one. We go really, really, really in depth in the cards. The first class is really just a primer, it's just scratching the surface, but we can go so deep. And I'm going to take you deep, baby. Okay, so we are dealing with elements that we cannot control. We are dealing with fated incidents, fated people, fated events coming in and just flipping the script like you wouldn't believe. That's the Tower. The Tower says I'm flipping the script and you don't have any recourse. The Tower says there's no recourse here. I'm going to hit the building, you're going to fall from the building. Like, you can't stay in the building because it's on fucking fire. So she sips the tea. That's part of this here. I don't think your building's going to be on fire, but I do think the fire is saying you can't stay here anymore. The eclipse is saying you can't stay here anymore, so we've got to move you forward. It's really nice. I really like it. So then we bring back Mr. Karma here. You can see the chains there. It's keeping people chained together here. We're talking about breaking chains. This eclipse is going to break chains. It's going to break cycles. It's going to really usher you forward. And here's the thing. Here's how you use it, because it's forward movement that can go really, really fast. So think about, from starting today, think about where you felt stuck. That's this card here. Hi, I'm stuck. I don't know why I had to make it like a little high pitched, but it's stuck. So where you're stuck, where you're delayed, where you want movement, where you crave movement. This eclipse is about what you want. We have the wish card here, the Nine of Cups. So it's like, okay, what do you want? Because you can get it. So think about what you want, where you're stuck, where you want movement. And start talking to the universe and saying, hey, so I really want to make leaps and bounds here on XYZ. Can we do that? And the Tower is going to come in and say, yeah, we can. I have a few other things that I want to throw in the mix because, you know, we're not completely in charge here, but we are a little bit because we have the Chariot here, and that's the card of our willpower. But think about where you want big fat movement, because the Tower is coming in and saying, I can get that for you. You can skip steps here. Okay, so that is a biggie. That is huge. You can skip steps here. You can leap forward. Hello. So it would really behoove you if you just want to like let go and say, okay, universe, bring me what you got. You can do that. But if you're like, man, I really want movement on blah, start talking to the universe. Yes, start manifesting stuff. Start praying if you want. But have a conversation about what you want. Because the energy is as such that the universe can say, well, typically you'd have to go through steps 1 through 5 to get to step 6. But the universe during this eclipse is saying, I'll put you right at step 6. I'll put you right there right now. So that is something to pay attention to. And then we're also talking about removing delays in movement, possibly in love, possibly in creativity. I mean, our Ace of Cups is here, and that's kind of the representation of the Ace of Cups. But for me, it's also saying flow. So things that have been delayed, things that haven't been moving, things that have been annoying. I would even say healing that you're looking for, because when we take the swords out of the heart heals. It's here. It's here with this eclipse. We have movement here. We have things that you've been looking for here. So let's get some advice. I've already given you some, but let's get some from the cards. Sip our morning tea. Weird, we've got a lot of cloud cover today. I'm really hoping it burns off because it's just sort of oddly depressing. It's just kind of weird having this cloud cover. I'm like, it's June, stop it. Okay, advice. Advice for the masses. I also, this eclipse is, like I said, it's going to wrap something up. So you may have already gone through major dramatic events, and this just kind of puts the bow on things, as it were. It may not be a big, huge thing that happens. It may be something that you've been working toward that you finally complete. Yeah. Okay, so first off to the side, we've got these two guys. So what they're saying is this: go forward. So you want movement here, okay? You have the Six of Wands, you have the Hanged Man. We're reading the Hanged Man as though we were upside down. So you want movement here. You want to go forward. If you go forward, you're pretty much assured of victory. This card is called victory. So if you move forward on something, if you gain momentum on something, if you make requests about something around this time period, you are pretty much assured victory. So keep that in mind, keep your confidence up. Don't think, oh, it's impossible, or oh, I can't do it. Ooh, interesting. Ooh. Wow. Okay, this is really interesting. Okay, so first off, the advice here is like basically it's a lot of don'ts. So we're looking at a lot of don't do this, don't do that. These are your do's right here. It's like, okay, so you're just going to go forward in victory. Now, first off, root of the reading, don't look away from opportunity. Here's opportunity. He's looking the wrong direction. So you've got to be open to looking towards opportunity. The opportunity is there. What we want is to see these cards like this, where they're facing each other, but they didn't come out that way. So in order for growth, because our King of Wands is Mr. Growth, he's Mr. I have the power. He's He-Man. I mean, he's got his wand, which is symbolic of energy. It's enthusiasm. You know, it's power. But he needs to connect that power to something. He can't really make stuff out of thin air. He's more of a first step. He's more of an ideas guy. You know, he's more of a, he's like a Sagittarius. Oh, I have this great plan. And then he doesn't follow through. No offense, Sagittarius. But you need to connect this power to something. You need to be open to your possibilities, to the offers that are coming your way. They may be strange, they may be weird because we're dealing with eclipse season. So you may be like, this is my opportunity. We've got a lot of stuff going on with Neptune. We've got stuff going on with Venus. You know, Venus is retrograde, so we might not be able to see clearly. Or if we do, we're kind of like, I am confused about this. I am confused about this opportunity. It's okay. It's okay. You can trust it. You can kind of wade through the mist and trust it, but you've got to see it. So that's number one. But also, you know, if you have this great idea or you have this stuff that you really want to move forward on, connect it to something or someone concrete. You need to plan. So this isn't just about, you know, what will be, will be. The advice here is to plan. You see that here, albeit in kind of a negative way. And you see that here. The advice is to plan, plan, plan. So everybody get back in their spots. When we're looking at these two cards like this, what we don't want to do is, number one, miss our opportunities because we're not paying attention like these two guys are. They're getting their stuff stolen. But number two, we want to take advantage of the energy, again, to connect it to something. So you don't just want to deal with free-floating energy. You know what I mean? You don't just want to, oh yeah, you know, yeah, I'm just on this groovy energy. You can make things happen. You can make things move, but you got to connect it to something. So that's a very big, what's the word I want? Oh my God, Kirsten Angela. It's because it's in the morning and I'm not awake. It's a very big theme of these cards here is plan and connect to something. It's not enough to just be enthusiastic. It's not enough to just feel the vibes. Also, let's go back over here to this guy. So he's talking about don't get caught slipping. I mean, that's pretty much the whole vibe here. Don't get caught slipping, because if you do, you're going to miss out on stuff. So it's pay attention time, guys, from now until I would say mid-July. The universe is speaking, and it's speaking really loudly too. So it's no joke. Like, this is no joke. The universe is speaking. It's speaking really loudly. All you've got to do is pay attention. Don't undermine yourself. Go forward with confidence. That's the thing about this guy and this chick and this guy or chick. Confident, 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 because they are assured of their victory. So this is you. You're going forward confidently. You do want to stay really grounded. We have Queen of Pentacles above the reading. So it is about grounding, because eclipses can make us feel like we're loony. And then again, we have this idea of connect. So you want to connect your energy to something. You want to move forward here. You want to be able to use this energy, use this enthusiasm. These two cards here, they're about birth, they're about children, I mean, they're about other stuff than that, but it's really about being creative. You see the sunflowers, that is life. That is the flower of life, my friends. So it's like, how do you get out of your rut? Again, we're talking about applying this energy to get out of a rut, to get out of a delay, to get out of something that is being stalled, something that isn't helpful. How do you get out of it? I mean, this is the whole jam here. And here's the deal. You use the energy of the eclipse. She is the witch of the queens here. She's the witch. It's almost like she took one of the sunflowers, right? And was like, yeah, I got my power. I got my power from the sun. It's a solar eclipse. So you've got to take your power here. Playing by the rules is pretty much a no-no, so don't bother with that. I think also these two cards tell me lack and loss, and that is also a huge no-no. It's not about, oh, I don't have enough, or oh, you know, I'm feeling sorry for myself, or oh, somebody took this or somebody took that. I got to get a whiny voice on. You know, I'm a beggar, or somebody stole my swords. You know, like, fuck all that shit. Don't you dare. There's your auntie fucking phrase. Don't you dare. It's not about that. And it's also not about being stingy with stuff. Right now, the more you put out, the more you're going to get back. And that goes along with negative shit too. So if you're putting out negative shit, that eclipse is going to say, oh, I got 10 tons of negative shit for you. Enjoy it. But it's not about going into scarcity. It's not about going into woe is me. It's not about going into, you know, I was screwed over this way and that way and blah, blah, blah. If you focus on this stuff, you're going to get more of it. Like triple, quadruple more of it because we're in eclipse season. I think, you know, there's still going to be chaos because we're dealing with eclipse season. We've got 3 eclipses here. We already had one on June 5th. We're going to have this one on June 21st. Then we're going to have another one on July 5th. So it's people are still wilding out. They're still acting crazy. So stay out of that shit. Stay out of the fray. And then, yeah, plan. So I'm going to get into the extended reading for patrons. Again, if you want to check that out, it's going to be on the $2 tier. By the way, FYI, if you do that, you get way more than just this video for that $2. You get the monthly forecast, you get a Sunday brunch live stream. We're going to be doing a mini deep dive on Elizabeth I this month, which I'm pretty excited about. And I think we're going to be doing a mini deep dive on whatever signal is coming out of deep space. I think we're going to be looking at that. So all of that for $2. There's more stuff too, plus the archives. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. If you haven't, please give me a thumbs up. Please go ahead and leave me a nice little heart in the comments because it warms my little heart. And if you're wondering about getting these videos on time, if you don't see stuff, if you're not notified, hit the notification bell and then you'll know when the videos come up. All right, my darlings, I love you. I adore you. Be well.